Howdy, partner, and welcome to Rising. We've got another excellent show for you all today as we continue our coverage of the Democratic National Convention. I was up late waiting for the Obamas to finally speak, and eventually they did.
Well, thanks, partner. Let's get into the news.
you like that? All right, go ahead. Tell us.
I did. Well, the Obamas absolutely electrified the crowd and Robby, who was staying up late during the second night of the DNC in Chicago. The former First Lady exuded hope for Harris and Walz, while also warning of the battle ahead against former President Trump. Let's watch.
For years, Donald Trump did everything in his power to try to make people fear us. See, his limited, narrow view of the world made him feel threatened by the existence of two hard-working, highly educated, successful people who happen to be black. I want to know, who's going to tell him that the job he's currently seeking might just be one of those black jobs?
Michelle Obama also warned voters not to get in their own way. Take a listen.
So, folks, we cannot be our own worst enemies. No. See, because the minute something goes wrong, the minute a lie takes hold, folks, we cannot start wringing our hands. We cannot get a Goldilocks complex about whether everything is just right. We cannot indulge our anxieties about whether this country will elect someone like Kamala instead of doing everything we can to get someone like Kamala elected.
She also pleaded with voters to take action.
Don't just sit around and complain. Do something. So, if they lie about her, and they will, we've got to do something. If we see a bad poll, and we got to put down that phone and do something.
Former President Barack Obama also delivered a fiery speech. Take a listen.
Here's a 78-year-old billionaire who has not stopped whining about his problems since he rode down his golden escalator 9 years ago. It has been a constant stream of gripes and grievances that's actually been getting worse now that he's afraid of losing to Kamala. There's the childish nicknames, the crazy conspiracy theories, this weird obsession with crowd sizes.
As expected, the media was floored by their speeches. Here's CNN's Van Jones reacting.
This was a masterful act of leadership. It was a sacred task. They took it on well. It was like an oasis. I didn't realize I had been in a spiritual desert until they created that oasis on that stage, and they did a beautiful job tonight.
But even Fox News' Brent Bears praised the Obamas. Let's watch.
Barack Obama essentially showing this crowd why he is still such a star inside the Democratic Party, but perhaps overshadowed by his wife, the former First Lady Michelle Obama, who gave an amazing speech that got this crowd on their feet.
Listen, they gave a good speech. Oasis? I don't know what Van Jones is taking.
He needs a cold
He's
shower.
been deep in his emotions on air. I don't know what's going on there. I wouldn't say Oasis, but they were good speeches, Robby.
They were good speeches. They are known for giving good speeches. Barack Obama is a once-in-a-generation political talent in terms of his rhetorical gifts, his ability to motivate a crowd. It is a little bit about substance, though, I will say, and I actually think Barack Obama did a better job of this than Michelle, although I think almost Michelle got more of the positive attention in terms of the media coverage. But one thing Barack Obama said while he was up there, I'm going to quote from this, from his transcript of his remarks. He said, "To make progress on the things we care about, the things that really affect people's lives, we need to remember that we've all got our blind spots and contradictions and prejudices, and if we want to win over those who aren't yet ready to support our candidates, we need to listen to their concerns and maybe learn something in the process. After all, if a parent or grandparent of occasionally says something that makes us cringe, we don't automatically assume they're bad people. We recognize that the world's moving fast. They need time and encouragement to catch up. Our fellow citizens deserve the same grace. We hope they'll extend to us. That's how we can build a true Democratic majority, one that can get things done. And these are not unusual remarks from Barack Obama. He's actually, he's spoken at college campuses and complained about cancel culture and complained about some tactics of the very far left that want to cancel everybody and shut people down and call everybody racist. He makes that critique, and it's why he was so, it's part of the reason for why he was so effective and well-liked and was able to recruit or retain in the Democratic coalition working-class white people that Donald Trump has made a bid for, older working-class white people. So I think it was a good speech and a reminder of, why he won twice, why he was a very effective political figure. And he did a good job.
Yeah, I saw an ex-user say the way he spoke so eloquently about people being able to marry whoever they want makes you forget almost that he opposed gay marriage in 2008.
Yeah, he was not at all the far left. He was a moderate figure in many ways in terms of the policies he supported at the time.
Yeah, I mean, to see him take a hit at Donald Trump for being a billionaire and airing his own grievances, it's interesting coming from a guy who hired people to his cabinet from Goldman Sachs. And so I think that, yes, Obama, great speaker. Some of what he said, I was just kind of like, well, in 2008, you opposed gay marriage. So, like, it's very weird to do this kind of, we're so progressive now. He ran on that in 2008, and he disappointed a lot of the people who worked on his campaign. But I think the Democratic Party is in a very different place. And there's this debate going on as to, are they actually all in on these progressive values now? Whereas you have other people who are more establishment not saying AOC, got some of her vision as a part of the party platform, but rather that the Democrats have now co-opted AOC. And so I think we don't know what's real until and unless Kamala Harris wins and we get to see what they do.
Similarly, I thought it was interesting. Michelle Obama had a line about the affirmative action of generational wealth, as if Barack Obama was not a candidate of wealthy interests and business interests and corporate interests. Think of all the bailouts and financial transactions to benefit corporations that actually the left was very dissatisfied with during the Obama presidency. How is that not worse than the retention of wealth over generations, to actually direct wealth, the taxpayers' wealth, to large corporate interests, as Barack Obama was in favor of doing? So I found that interesting. You're right about the focus on billionaires, good or bad, was something that came up because Bernie Sanders gave his speech, obviously, about billionaires being bad, billionaires as a policy failure, and then he's immediately followed by J.B. Pritzker, governor of Illinois, who is a billionaire and bragged about being a billionaire following the Bernie's remarks. And then I saw CNN covering this, and I swear to God, was it CNN or MSNBC? I think it was CNN. Oh, I find my tweet about it. I swear to God, no, it was MSNBC, excuse me, saying that
diversity.
This is an example of the diversity in our party, that we have someone who doesn't like billionaires, and we do have a billionaire. And it was a really funny line. I can't remember which MSNBC talking head on their little panel said it. The other people just, even though it was a really cringe line, just let them say that and then moved on.
Yeah, it's a big tent these days.
Yeah.
I think Michelle Obama saying, you can't have your Goldilocks of what you want. Yeah, we're not deciding the hottest porridge, the coolest porridge, or the one perfectly in the middle. We're just going to have it all. And that's going to be the Democratic Party now. We're going to have billionaires bragging about their wealth and how Donald Trump doesn't have enough, and Bernie Sanders criticizing billionaires' influence over our politics directly before. Yeah. The contrast should feel like whiplash, but these days it just feels like that's what the Democratic Party is, I guess. And it is a blue moon. I've been told by our makeup artist in the studio that last night was a blue moon. And I was getting text messages like, am I okay with the Democratic ticket this time around, from people who are usually to the left of it? And it's because it happens once in a blue moon, which was literally last night, which is technically 2 full moons in 1 month.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Interesting.
We're having 4 this year.
4 Moons at what?
Four
How can
blue
there be?
moons.
Oh, I get it. Oh, in the schedule.
So 4
of-
months where
Sure.
there's 2 full moons. So we're
Okay.
going to expect lots of surprises,
So
Robbie.
you think that's exerting some astrological influence on this? I keep getting paired with
Yeah.
on this show people who are all into this kind of thing, and every single host I've had sitting in that chair has been filling me in on insights we can glean from the alignments of the planets.
I respect theories based on years of collected data.
Sure. I'm not knocking it at all. I need help to explain what has gone wrong, man.
Robbie's been so broken, he's open to astrology.
I will take knowledge wherever knowledge can be found. All right, we'll have more analysis of the DNC coming up on Rising, also some other topics to get into. Stay with us.